right, my English teacher friends, in this writing workshop video, I got something exciting up my sleeves. We're going to be redesigning 1980s defunct cereal boxes with a particular focus on getting our students comfortable with the rhetorical appeal. So I know when I introduce the concepts of ethos, pathos, logos, it's a bit like teaching foreign language to students for a few weeks until they get a grasp of it. And I think this is a good introductory exercise to get them comfortable, familiar with the language, and to get them actively using it. So I'm a child of the 80s, and I think we had some really cool cereal back in the day. And it no longer exists. So here's what we're going to do for this particular assignment. So, overview and guidelines. As a child of the 80s, gotta say that we had some pretty rad cereals, but for whatever the reason, perhaps lawsuits from unsuspecting kids choking on the awesome toys tucked into the boxes, most are now defunct. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to resurrect one cereal by redesigning the box and the jingle, right? So all of these cereals had really cool jingles to them. The cool thing is they can go onto YouTube and look at those commercials. They can go onto Google Images and find the old box design. So they're going to redesign the box and redesign the jingle. And then in terms of going one step further, they're going to present to the board of trustees. So myself and the other students who are not on this team who has built the box and the jingle, we're going to pretend to be a board of trustees, and we're going to say yay or nay. Yay, we want to, run this redesign. We want to reintroduce this this product to our market. Or we're going to say no. It's not a good idea. It's not gonna fly. It's not gonna make any money. So we'll present to the board of trustees, and then all things ethos, pathos, logos. During that board of trustees meeting, I want the students who have made the jingle and the new redesign box to explain how they pulled the strings and manipulated the ethos, pathos, logos, basically the rhetoric, the language, in their product redesign. So as I've already alluded to, all the commercials can be found on YouTube. Google Images has warehouses of old cereal boxes. So if you just go to Google Images and type in 1980s cereal boxes, you'll get a huge list of the old cereals that are no longer around, and just give students an option of which one they want to choose. So as always, with everything, I'm always pedaling around the question, what if we taught composition like Bob Ross teaches painting? And with this one too, I gotta say this, you gotta Bob Ross your instruction. You kind of gotta show students how to do this. As always, I position myself as the expert writer in the classroom. When I assign, I do. So I made a couple of commercials and jingles for my students, and the first one focuses on one of my favorite 80s cereals. OJ's was a frequent staple in the house, and as you can see from the box there, it had Starbot in it, and I think that's why I like this cereal so much. I was a big GoBot and Transformers junkie, and I always had these Starbots to play with as well. So I've redesigned OJ's, and then the second one that I did was Kaboom, which was a phenomenal cereal. And in terms of how I did this, I'm using Canva. So the slides that you see here before you are done in Canva. And the actual commercials that I made, all the images were done on Canva. I have a paid account, a subscription account, but my students have free accounts. Your students can do it as well, but you can use anything. You can use PowerPoints, you can use, Google Slides. It does not matter, but I find to really make them jazzy and snazzy, Canva does a good job of this. So let's take a look at my first one, OJ's, the redesign. So you might look at this and say, Christian, you've lost your mind. What are you doing? Well, here's the thing. To redesign OJs, you got to keep in mind that was during the 80s, and then you had the whole OJ Simpson fiasco of the mid 90s. So I'm redesigning and packaging this in vintage nostalgia of OJ Simpson, because we're coming upon the 30-year anniversary of that infamous Bronco chase in the streets of California. So I am going to redesign OJs a la OJ Simpson. So as you can see here, I have the Juices Loose, Kellogg's OJs, I have the football helmets, the Broncos, the gloves, all in the cereal, all the cereal pieces. And what I did for my students was I rewrote a jingle specifically for this brand of cereal based upon the original jingle, and then I created this image, for them to take a look at, just to guide them. So that's how I would do my OJ's redesign. And then let's do one more. I'll show you how I would do Kaboom. So this one here, I'm thinking in terms of the ethos, Pop Rocks. So Kaboom, Pop Rocks. One of the most popular candies of this generation are Pop Rocks. And I'm thinking, why not have a Kaboom Pop Rock cereal? And so that's what I did with this one, exploding brain food, right? This idea that if you consume this product, somehow it makes you smarter, it makes you wiser. So, and again, all I did was I made this in Canva. I rewrote the jingle, and we'll just film it right in Canva, put the audio right over it, etc. So those are a couple of examples of how I would go about this project. I think it's a lot of fun. I think students are going to have a blast with it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email at teachingwritingcoach@gmail.com. Also know I'm a lead teacher for the National Writing Project. We offer PD throughout the calendar year, and if you want more information on that, you can visit my website at teachinghowtowrite.com. All right, hope this serves you well. Happy teaching, happy writing, and be well.